So we will complete the topic that we started the last week. This is the second part of the topic, that is structure and function of financial markets. We are now quite clear with the basic understanding that the financial markets help in the movement of money from the people with more money to the people with less money. So today, we will try to understand the components of the financial system, who all are there, and we will try to learn about the different types of markets, the different types of products and services in the financial system. Okay, so that's our goal for the class today, and we will complete this chapter today. Okay, so let's start. So the first point, for today's lecture is to remember that there are 5 components of a financial system. Ada fil Nizam al Maliya. Those are: number 1, money, financial instruments, financial markets, financial intermediaries, and regulators of financial activities. So we will try to learn about all of them. We will try to see what they are, first of all, to understand, and then we will see in detail some of them, if there are some classifications or some more details available for each of them. So that's our main task to do today. So I hope you can remember these 5 components. Component number 1, that is money. Now money, it's something we have been discussing. It's a medium of exchange, and when we say money, it is the form in which we can use it. So we know that money is so far there is no universal currency. Universal currency, yani across the world you can use the same currency. There is nothing like that, but the cards have become something of that type. We can use the card for many functions, even outside our own country, right? So there are some ways we can use the card, ATM cards, when we go out of the country. Still it's limited. If you go to some other country, you will need their currency for many purposes. So money means the local currency which can be used to utilize, to buy our products and services, satisfy our needs. Then money, as we know, can be more for some people. So what they will do, they will use this money by giving it to someone, and we have already learned in the previous classes that giving to someone means giving properly through organized system. So we are talking about an organized system. In this system, what happens, whenever money is given to someone who needs money, there is a creation of a contract, and this contract becomes it becomes an asset for plus. it becomes asset for plus. He can use this contract when he needs it, or when the time comes, the maturity time comes, he can get the money back. So money gets converted into the form of financial instrument, and when the time comes, at the time of maturity or demand, this financial instrument can again be converted to money. Okay. All this transaction, this conversion of money into financial instrument and back to money takes place in the financial market. There is a market of we have already studied this, like a market for physical goods, there is a market for financial products also, financial products and services. So that's the third component. Then we learned also that this plus can give the money directly to minus, or he can just give it to an intermediary in between. This intermediary may be a bank, or it may be an insurance firm or stockbroker. Why is he using his function, his service? Because they are experts, and he doesn't want to get involved in the transaction too much. He doesn't know too much about minus, about this transaction. So what he does, he gives the money to this financial intermediary, who then pass on the money to minus, and in between he makes some fee, service charge, or some commission. That is their income. This is how they work. Like a retailer, how they work, they do not manufacture anything, but they sell others' products and services, and they make money. So this is financial intermediary. On all of them, on top of all these, there are the regulators, whose job, who is like a police in the financial system. What they do, they look after the transactions, everything is going on well, this person is not running away with the money, this plus is not doing anything bad to minus, the financial intermediary is keeping the promise, everything. So all these five together, they complete the financial system. So this is the first point we want to learn today. I hope all the five you can remember, and when I ask you later, you can answer me. So let's go one by one. I have already defined, but let's look at proper definitions and description of each of the components. So component number one is financial system. Money we have already done, it's a medium of exchange. Financial system is a system that allows the exchange of funds between financial market participants and borrowers. Who are the participants? Lenders, investors. And who are the these are the plus and these are the minus. So the financial system help in this process, as we just saw here, this process, this entire process. This is the job of the financial system. And the financial system is operational at both national as well as global levels. So if we are talking about stock market, the stock exchanges, like the big stock exchanges like New York, London Stock Exchange, etc., they also allow foreign investors to invest in the shares in the companies there. So that means it has become more than a national but also a global system. But still we cannot say that it's completely global. The financial system is still taking shape. Okay, they are taking the shape to become one global system, but still the countries have their own control, and they the the system is fully functional within the country, and in parts they play in the global system also, like foreign currencies, foreign exchange, share market. There are part transactions going on at the global level also. In fact, the banking system, banks, they are there are many banks who have their foreign branches in many countries, and they operate like a branch, full branch, and in some countries they are not allowed to operate as a full branch, they can only operate as limited facility. So this is the description of the national and the global level of transaction in the financial system. Now comes the component of the financial system called financial instruments, assets, financial assets. What happens? How does it get created? This happens, this is created when plus gives money to minus, and there is a time period in between. There is a time lag. What does it mean? It means that plus will give the money today, and money will return the money, the minus will return the money after a period of time. So okay, there are two things here. One is with some profit, with some return, and the other is no return, zero return. Both the possibilities are there, but in both the cases the money has transferred from plus to minus, and then after the period of time, say 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or whatever they decide between themselves, this money will again be transferred to, so it goes from here to here today, and after 3 months or 6 months it will come back to plus again. So for 3 months or 6 months this money will be in the form of an agreement, a contract between plus and minus, and this contract is called the financial instrument. This contract is the financial instrument. Now we will see just later when can this contract become financial instrument. When will you call this financial instrument? When will we call this contract a financial instrument or a security or a product or service? But let's first understand this, that an asset is a sort of future income. Asset can be both, it can be tangible as well as intangible, and we are well aware about the tangible assets, like the things we have, which can be seen, which we possess, which can be sold in the market. At the same time, there are intangible assets also which are not seen, which is like this paper, this contract, this is not a tangible asset, this is an intangible asset, this is only a paper. Its value is hidden inside the paper, unless there is someone to guarantee, there is some one to make sure that this contract is really money. It is not it will not become an asset. So it is an asset in intangible form. It's a legal claim to some future economic benefit. So this plus has a claim on minus, that after till the period of time this minus returns the money to plus, he will always have a claim on this person of the money he has given to minus. So this claim is the contract, and if this claim can be converted into easily converted into money, it's called a financial instrument. So there is this financial instrument and financial assets are almost the similar words. So who are the parties in the creation of a financial asset? Before we discuss this, let me just tell you, we have to understand this process. Money which was there with plus went to the minus who needed the money, and then there was a creation of the financial instrument in the form of contract. this money will be again, this contract will again be converted into money, which is called liquidity of this contract, liquidity. The question is, when does it become a financial asset? How will you say that this is an asset? Here, there is a very important role of the financial system or the government. We have to understand this also, that unless there is some regulator who is guaranteeing that this entire transaction is legal, and if there is any problem, there is a system to take care of it, only then this process will become a financial asset. Otherwise, if I give money to my friend in an unorganized market and I tell that I have a financial asset, then in legal terms, in accounting terms, we will not call it an asset without any legal contract, without any guarantee, without any support from the legal system. We will not call it an asset. But when there is a proper regulation, it is said that, yeah, okay, I mean, I buy your share, I am buying the share of Aramco. When I buy the share of Aramco, I become owner of Aramco, part owner of Aramco. And can I sell it? Yes, I can sell the share to other people in the market, so I can get back the money. So this process will become complete. So in the financial asset, there is a future flow of income. There is a guarantee that the money is going to come back with or without return. That is something extra, something else we have to discuss. But there is a money which has to come back to the plus. So there has to be minimum of two parties, and the first party is the issuer, this person, plus who gave the money, this person writes the contract. So this person is called the issuer in red. He becomes the person who takes the liability. The person who writes the contract agrees that, yeah, I have taken money from you, and after 6 months I am going to return this money in full. Whatever the terms of contract is, it's mentioned clearly there. So if I buy a share of any company, it's clearly mentioned that after when I want to sell it, I can sell it, I can transfer my share to someone. So whatever terms are mentioned in this contract is accepted and created by the issuer, and this goes to the minus. This is who is the plus, who is the investor. So the investor is the person who expects the money to come back to him on maturity. There is one term called maturity, or on sale of the security. Two options are there for this person, investor. One, that he waits. There is a contract between plus and minus, and it's a 6 months contract. So he will wait till 6 months, and after 6 months the money will come back to the investor. So this is called maturity. What we call it in Arabic? Maturity. Mudda nihaya. Is it the right word? What should we call maturity? The time when the money will come back. Let me see in Google Translate. तारीख النضج, قيمة الاستحقاق. Which one is better? Istihqaq. Istihqaq is a better word. Maturity. So when the time period is over, the money comes back to the investor. I hope you are all listening to me. Okay. I mean, I sometimes okay, uh, because I keep speaking and it's very difficult. But anyway, I have to speak. I am also recording this one. So you understood that first of all, what we did. There are 5 components of the financial system, and please write or speak. Please write on WhatsApp group or speak, because on Blackboard I cannot see. I have, because I am stuck here in the slides. So let me ask you some questions before I move, so that I see if you are all awake, not sleeping. How many components are there in a financial system? 5. Okay. So Abdul Malik, huh? Good. Then tell me, um, if I ask you another word for financial asset, what will you say? What is that word? What is it actually? In practical terms, the financial asset or instrument is what? Is it money? Any other student? Is it money? So if it is money, what is the difference between money and financial instrument? Are they same or different? Money and financial instrument? Share and real, are they same or different? Different. So what is the difference? Yeah, it is related to money, but not actual money. So that's what I was trying to explain here in this process, that money gets converted into financial instrument. This is a very important process. We have to understand very clearly. What is this process? This process is about, and that is what financial system is all about. That's what we are going to learn in this course. What are the options of conversion of money from plus to minus? Plus means what? More money. This person has more money and this person has less money. So what does he do? He gives his money to minus as a loan for 6 months, and there is a financial market where he does it. There is a regulator who guarantees that he cannot run away. There is a legal system, he cannot run away. We all know that if we properly sign a contract and there is a loan, then there is a proper. So what happens? He gives the money. This person and this person make a contract, aqd, that I have taken 5,000 reals for 6 months. All right. So now what happens? This paper is with plus. This paper becomes a financial asset or instrument for plus. This paper becomes a financial instrument for plus. This is a loan contract. And when 6 months pass, then this paper will again get converted into money for plus. So we understand the difference between money and financial instrument. This can also be given, this loan, this money can also be given in the form of not loan but in the form of share. He gave money and purchased share. Instead of making this loan contract, this person make share contract, in which it is written that I am taking 5,000 reals, but I don't return it to you after 6 months. I will give you dividends, I will give you part ownership in my company, but I am not guaranteeing the repayment of the money. And when can you sell? You can sell anytime. So this again becomes a financial asset for the person. He can convert this paper into money anytime. So I hope this is clear. And there is a financial system that is comprising of all these: money, financial instruments, financial markets, then financial intermediaries, and the regulators. Okay. So there are two parties in the financial instruments: issuer and the investor. Now let me again check from you if you understood issuer and investor. So tell me, this is plus, more money, this is minus, more money. Who is the issuer? The person with more money or the person with investor or lender? Both. Investor or lender. It can be loan as well as investment. So you tell me, who will issue the instrument and who will take the instrument? Who will be the issuer and who will be the investor or lender? Plus will be the issuer or minus will be the issuer. Let me see if you understood this. So there is a paper made, contract between plus and minus. Everything is written here and it's signed by the person. Investor, plus goes to investor. Yes, very good. And the issuer means what? What is the Arabic for issuer? The person who will issue this paper. Like the government gives us currency. So what is the Arabic for issuer? Let me see. If you can do it fast, tell me. I will, otherwise I will do it myself. Al-Mustar, yeah, yes. So this person, this is very important for us to understand that this person, the minus, he will issue a currency, the paper, the agreement. It's like a note, currency note. Currency note is there, the government issues the currency note. There is a share certificate, the company issues a share certificate. So all of these, except this one, this all are issued by minus, the person who needs money. And this is a promise to the lender investor that based on these terms, shurut, we are going to return the money. Okay. So this is the concept of issuer and investor, and with the transaction, financial instrument is created. So what are financial institutions? What role do they play? So what we see, that the movement of money can take place from plus to minus directly in the financial market. There is no intermediary in between, but also there can be a role of an intermediary. So instead of plus giving the money directly to minus, he gives the money to a specialist. It may be a bank or a stockbroker or a mutual fund, and what they do, they take the money from plus and further give the money to minus. So that is their role, to channel funds from surplus units to deficit units. What are the examples? Banks are the most common example, mutual funds are there, venture funds are there, insurance companies are there. All these are examples, and this is what we have to learn in this course. Chapter wise we will take up each of them. Now let's look at this picture very in a very easy way. We can see, it has been explained what are the different types of financial intermediaries who help in the movement of money between plus and minus. And this is also given in the form of the type of money they take. So let's look at the first one. First is deposits. In the deposits, the people who take deposits, yani no risk, zero risk money which is taken from the plus. These are commercial banks, savings institutions, credit unions, but in top of them it's the commercial banks. Commercial bank yani all the banks who have got the license to work like a bank take savings. So what do they take? They take deposits from the plus. Who are these plus? They may be individuals, companies, government, all of them who have more money, they take the money in the form of deposit. So this is one type of financial intermediary. مؤسسات الوسائط, إدارة الوسائط, financial intermediary, وسائط المالية. And then there is the second one. In the second, you see, it's about securities. Securities. So these companies, these institutions like finance companies, they take the money and issue securities. So this is second type of companies who take money from surplus, but they don't take it risk free. There is some risk involved here. This is the second type. The third are those who issue shares, to the plus, and these are the mutual funds. There is again risk here for the plus. There is a risk for plus. We are talking about risk for plus, the person who is giving the money. Then you see, these three are in one category, but there is another type of a financial institution, the insurance companies, Idarat al-Tamin, Muassasat al-Tamin, who also take money from plus, but it is not an investment. This is not an investment. It is something else. That is what we have to learn in the chapter on insurance. We will see in detail what they do, what is their role, how do they help the financial market. But just to look at them as a financial institution, what they do, they take premium from plus. They don't take deposit, they don't take give security or give investment to the policy, to the lender investor, but they take money from the plus, the surplus, and issue them premium. For what? For giving this product, policy, insurance. What it is, we will see in detail in later classes. And last type of financial institution are the pension funds, especially in the Western countries where there are old people and more retirement schemes are there. So when somebody retires, he needs the retirement benefits. So there are many types of pension funds where the money from surplus, who can be employers as well as employees, the money comes from them and it is collected by the pension fund. What they do with the money, collected money, they will invest the money in some form or the other, so that they can make money. So they will make some money for themselves also, make profit. Again we will see in this, if possible we will take the chapter on pension funds also. So these are the possible financial intermediaries who are in between the plus and minus. They take the money from plus and give it to minus. That's their role. Okay, so what are the forms they can take? They can take the form of deposits, securities, shares, insurance, employee funds, employee pension funds. Okay, so this is the third point we wanted to cover. Now comes the financial market. So we already have discussed that financial market is a place where financial instruments can be sold and purchased. Now let's look at the financial market size first. It's a general information. So I took it from the website statista.com, and it's a very updated one. You can see it's up till 2019. So if you look at this size, What we see, all these values are in trillion US dollars, trillion. So from 2002 till 2019, what we see that there is, the banks have been the dominating ones. Banks have been the dominating ones, the most important ones. But from 2002 till 2019, there is another sector. The other financial intermediaries have also increased in size too much. These may be a stock market, stock broker, or mutual funds. We will see. If you read the report, you can find out. But the one type of financial institution who have actually, who control the maximum surplus money, that the money which belongs to the surplus, are banks, and they have been also increasing over the years, except 2 years, 2015 and 16, it went down, but after that again it is growing. Pension funds are there, insurance companies, these are insurance companies. They have been there for all these years. They have increased in size. Public financial institutions are there. So with this we can make out that after banks, there are other financial intermediaries also who control. For example, here it's 400 trillion US dollars here in 2019. How much banks control? Banks control about 150. So the rest 250 trillion dollars, 250 USD. This is not just USA financial market. This is the world financial market. Okay. So in the entire world, 250 trillion US dollars asset belongs to non-banking companies, non-banking, and if you include banks also, then the size is 400 trillion US dollars. This is something, many countries GDP will be combined, and then it becomes one, what the size of financial market is. So this is the reason why financial market is so important. Okay, so this is important figure for us to remember, and it's very updated. You can just check and update this 2020 figure. It may be there in some World Bank or IMF website. If you can find it, you can share it with me on the group, the latest figure. But even till now, we can have a good picture of how the financial market size is. So what do financial markets do? The place where instruments are sold and purchased. What is the role of financial market? Because financial market is the place. Here, either the plus is directly selling to minus, or plus is doing it through financial intermediary, both ways. But the question is, what is the role of this market? What does it do? Like stock market or bond market. All right. So before we go to the categories of market, let's see the role. So very important, listen carefully. What are the role? Number one, for any market, not just financial market, one of the major role is to decide the price of the product, and services. How it is done? There are many theories you have learned in business, several courses, especially theory in marketing, that the pricing of the product mainly depends upon demand and supply, demand supply theory. So, when Aramco was being sold, Aramco share, how did they decide that its share price will be 32 riyals per share? Who decided? How did they reach this price? That is what we have to understand. So it's the market who tell what should be the price. They get this information from the market, and once the financial instrument is freely selling and purchasing in the market, the demand and supply decides. So today, you can search for the price of Aramco share, and you can see how much is the price today, maybe 36, 35. So one of the roles, and this is for share, it is for all types of products. In case of the about 34, okay, it's 34 today. That means it has gone down from 36. It had reached 36 some weeks ago. So what we see that the price of the product is important, and for example, those countries where interest is there, in Western countries where there is interest based financial system, even the interest is decided by the in some of the markets, not banks, in non banking institutions, the interest is also decided by demand supply. So the more there is a supply of money, lower will be the interest rate. The more the supply demand for money, the interest rate goes up. So they call it price of money. For us, we are talking about shares and those instruments, which means the cost of fund. That is what we are actually talking about in the financial markets, how costly the fund is. So the price discovery, how much the price of the share should be, that is one major role of financial markets. Second important function is, very important function is liquidity, to provide liquidity. If this financial market is not there, this person, this plus, will not be able to invest or lend the money to minus. Why? Because there is no guarantee, there is no organized system in which he can trust this person that the money will come back to him. So what he does, he takes the chance to give the money to minus only because there is an organized financial market and the money can come back to him. Now the money will come back to him either on, I told you, one is maturity period, maturity, the mudda istihqaq, and the other is on sale. So this one, we have not learned so far, but we know it, we have good knowledge of this, that this is also possible in the financial market. So what he does, he gave loan to minus, minus gave a contract to plus. This contract, if it's written that this contract can be, plus can sell to into x, to x. So then the liquidity increases, isn't it? Now he doesn't have to wait for 6 months. He can simply, after 10 days or 1 month, he needs money, plus needs money. What he does, he sells this contract to x. Now instead of returning the money to plus, minus will return the money to x. So this will increase. This can happen only in an organized financial market, when there are many buyers and many sellers. So the liquidity, you understood this? There are two ways of getting back the money through financial instrument. One is through maturity, the time period is over, I get the money back. The second is selling of the instrument, which is possible only when there is a market and it allows the sale of the financial instrument to some other persons also. So that is liquidity. Number 3, it reduces the cost of transaction. Obviously, if there is just one plus and one minus, the transaction is going to be very high, cost will be very high, search cost, information cost, then management of money, the transaction, these are all costs. But if there are billions of people here and billions or millions here, the size of transaction is too high. So we know of something called economies of scale. Economies of scale, this is a term we studied in economics. We know this already, that when the number of production, the volume of production will increase, per unit cost will come down. isn't it? If I suppose I produce 10, I am taking class of 10 students. I am one, I am taking class of 10 students. I am getting say X reals. Then again I am the person, I am taking class of 100 and I am still getting X. So what happens? The per unit cost here and here, this is X by 10 and this is X by 100. So obviously this is cheaper, so the economies of scale makes the transaction cost low. So that is another important feature, another function of the financial markets. So I think these are all discussed. I don't need to waste time on this. You can study yourself. Now, what are the types of financial markets? So I told you that the plus and minus, when they are directly dealing with each other, then the only option for plus is to wait till maturity. But when there is an option for plus to sell the instrument, this is the instrument, to X, Y, Z, so many people are there who are ready to buy this contract, buy this financial instrument. This has become a product now. I mean, I hope you are all very clear by what this product means, what this financial instrument has become. So this loan which was taken by minus in the form of this paper, now this paper plus sells to X or Y or Z. Now, and what happens? This paper was maturity is 6 months, but he got the money on 10th day. He is out of this contract, plus has come out. Who is now in? X. Now X and minus are transacting. Again, X can also sell to Y, Y can sell to Z. So within this 6 months, this process can keep on taking place. This is what is happening in the share market, in the stock market. How is it possible? It is possible only for two reasons. One, there is an organized market, and second, there are many buyers. If there are no buyers, how will X sell his contract to anyone? There has to, how will this plus sell to other buyers? So there has to be buyers. How will the buyers come? Buyers will come because of the confidence in the financial market, because of the guarantee, because they feel safe that if I buy this product, it becomes a financial asset for me. So let's buy it. Instead of keeping money at home, why not buy this share or this loan contract or whatever financial instrument are there? So there are two types of financial markets. One, primary, where the plus and minus deal with them for the first time. They do it for the first time. There is a contract. This is primary. And when plus sold the product to X, Y, Z, this is secondary markets. So we see that primary market for new securities, contracts, assets. Okay. Secondary markets, then once the contracts have been created, this paper, can they be sold in to other people or not? They can be sold to other people in secondary market. The best example is the share market. So we will see how shares function. So these are the two main types of markets, primary and secondary. IPO, like for example Aramco sold shares to public, to public and investors. Did they sell directly? I mean, did they sell shares directly to public? What do you say? Or was there any intermediary? Did they sell directly? Yes or no? Did Aramco sell their shares directly to the public and investors, or no, they sold it through some, yes. So this is called IPO. So what did they do? The Aramco sold the shares directly to the public, but now these shares, these are the financial instruments. Now these shares can be sold, these people who purchase the shares, they can sell to X, Y, Z. Every day this transaction is taking place, where this took place in the primary market and this will take place in the secondary market, the stock market. So for today, as at a general level, we have to understand this. Again, we will take up all of them separately in chapters. So when we see a stock market, we will see how it functions, what type of a secondary market it is. So many types of loan, debt means loan. Even in the loan, there is a secondary market. As I said, X plus and minus, they created a loan contract. That loan contract can also be transferred to sold to some other people. So that way, what the benefit is liquidity. So Mr. X will not have to, Mr. Plus will not have to wait till 6 months to get his money back. He can, when he needs money, he can sell this loan contract. This is the financial instrument to X, Mr. X. And this is what is being said, that the secondary market help in selling, getting the liquidity fast to the investor or the lender. The primary market transactions provide funds to the initial issuer. Aramco is the issuer. So Aramco will get the money when they sell the shares to the public, primary market. After this, every day the sale and purchase of Aramco shares is going on. Aramco is not getting any money from this. Only the share price will go up and down, which will reflect in their balance sheet. But they have got the money. They sold the shares for how much? 26 billion or whatever, they earned by selling the shares. It's over. That part is over. They got the money and they are now doing their work. But the shareholders are now, selling the shares, buying the shares. This is all taking place in the secondary market. Okay, so there are two types of market. One between issuer and investor for the first time, primary market. Second, between the investor, lender and third party, that takes place in the secondary market. Now, what are financial securities? We already understood that this is a claim, a form of an agreement or act or contract between the issuer and the investor. I mean, this is enough for us to understand. This is a contract and there is a market that supports this. So when we do it for the first time, issuer and investor deal for the first time, the contract is created, it is done in the primary market, it's resold in the secondary market. Now comes another thing, another important point regarding plus and minus is that one form of giving money is loan. Other form of giving money is investment. So we remember, Mr. Sam and the lady, Auntie May, she decided not to give loan. She decided to invest in plus. So two forms of taking money is there and very common names are there. One is debt and the other is equity. This one, debt, means fixed return. Now return doesn't always mean interest. Principal has to be returned. Loan means the loan amount must be returned. But if they are also taking interest wherever it is applicable, so it means the principal plus interest. Whereas equity, no fixed return. Aramco has not promised that we are going to return your 32 reals per share. Yes, but why did people buy? Because they know that Aramco is a big company and the share price will go up, like Microsoft, Facebook, all of them. You know, their $10 share is today 1,000 or 100,000. So people are expecting that this 32 real share can go up to 100, 150, 200. So that means their value will increase. But can it go below 32 to 10 to 15? Yes, of course, there is a possibility, because you have taken a risk in this investment. This is an investment. So we have to understand that two types of contract. This security means contract. This is aqd. Two types of contracts can be made between plus and minus. One of loan, the other of investment. So this is called equity. I mean, I am not going into very detail. We just have to understand the basics today, and then you will understand gradually in the bonds, in stock market. We will clarify everything in detail. But we have to understand that the money taken by minus can be in the form of loan, or it can be in the form of investment. So in very common terms, very common names for them is called equity, and this is called debt. So there are the markets. The financial market is also divided into two. One is called equity market and the other is called debt market. That is also a classification. So in the market, in the financial markets, debt and equity, what are the names of those instruments? There are money market instruments, capital market instruments, and derivative securities. These are the names of financial products and services that are sold and purchased in the financial market. Let's see what are these money market securities. We will again have a chapter on this, but what are they in general? These are securities these are debt securities. So what are they? Tell me. Debt is what? Loan or investment? Let's see if you understood. What is it? Loan or investment? It's a debt security. Loan or investment? Debt means what? It's a loan or investment? No, debt is loan. We just discussed this, that plus can give money to minus in the form of loan or investment. If he gives in the form of loan, there is fixed return, principal will be returned, asal, and if it's an interest system, then faida or the riba will be given. But in equity, no fixed return, even the principal is not fixed. So in the case of securities, the financial products, the first type is bonds or loan security. But the main feature of this product is that it is for 1 year or less than 1 year, very high degree of liquidity, and the return is low. The return is low, but the risk is also low compared to the other types of instruments. So in the financial market, the first type of securities or instruments are money market securities. What are these? These are loans for 1 year or less. They are called securities, so that means they are products and services. There is a market where these can be sold and purchased. These can be sold and purchased. So this is first type of product in the financial market that we have to learn. Number two, the capital market securities. These are the long term securities. long term. Now, this long term securities means, when we say long term, it is more than 1 year, and it can go up to, sometimes the governments issue bonds even for 100 years, but they are rare, but generally we will find up to 10 to 20 years, 10 to 20 years. Now, the question is, when Aramco sold share, is it for less than 1 year or more than 1 year? What is the period? For what period have they sold? It is for indefinite period. So, obviously, there is no period for shares. So, they fall under the category of capital market. They are there till the company will exist, stocks will exist, and the shareholders can keep buying and selling the shares in the stock market. So, they can be either equity. In the case of capital market securities, more than 1 year, they can be either debt or equity. Equity, as we just saw, shares, and the debt, the loan, is called bonds. These are bonds. We will see the money and bond market, and there is a special type of a loan called mortgages. Mortgages, housing loan, when we keep house as collateral, etc. So, these are the financial instruments or products which are called capital market securities. Finally, the third type of security is called derivative. What are derivatives? Derivatives do not have their own existence. They do not exist on their own. They are derived. They are derived from where? From either the debt securities or equity securities. So, that means, based on the share that a person has, this share is in the market, but there is a third party who is dealing in these shares without buying or selling. So, there is a third market going on in the financial market, which is dealing with these securities. We will take this in the chapter on derivatives, but the thing is, they are there to speculate. They are not real market, they are not real buyers or sellers, but they are speculators. Their job is to just keep guessing and making the market, making money by buying and selling in a virtual form. They will keep guessing about Aramco share. Okay, I am going to buy Aramco share and I am going to pay 35 riyals. They buy it at 35 and then they sell it and they find some buyers. But the real thing is that the transaction is not taking place in the real terms. It is taking place in a virtual form, in an unreal form. So, these are the derivatives. Derivatives are there. It is like a gambling. It is like a gambling. The horse is running in the race course. So, it is the horse which is to win or lose, but there are people who are betting, who are betting. So, derivatives, in our terms, most of, yes, OS is right for shares, it is for public. But regarding derivatives, we have to know it because it is there in the market. So, we should know what it is actually. But as far as I know, we will see that there are a lot of uncertain things in this product, which makes it so the it is not very much, it's even worse than the interest, because in interest even they call it cost of funds, but derivatives largely looks like gambling, and they keep on, there is a market, full market, which speculates on the prices of shares, prices of bonds, and it is flourishing. But we have to know what it is. It is there very much in the market, and they use this market to speculate or do the risk management. So, what we see, there are three products and services in the financial market which are sold and purchased. Number one is the debt money market securities. Number 2 is capital market securities, and the third is derivative. Derivative is based on the money market and debt and equity securities which are there. Okay, so a quick check. The securities which are for less than 1 year, what are they called? Money market or bond or capital market? Tell me. Let's see if you were there in the class. The securities which have a maturity of less than 1 year, those tell me. It is money market or capital market? Less than 1 year is money market, and more than 1 year is capital market. Okay, so good. So we have to know this. Then second thing is, we know there are two types of securities. One is debt, one is equity. In which of these the return is fixed, the principal is guaranteed? Who will tell? In which of this principal amount, asl, will be returned? In equity or in debt? Where will we get a guaranteed return, in debt or equity? Very good. No, in equity there is no guarantee of the principal. It's the debt. In debt market, the principal is guaranteed. Principal, the main amount. So if I gave 1000 reals to minus, I will get 1000, isn't it? So 1000 is fixed. But in equity, no guarantee of the principal. Okay. Let's go to the last part, that is regulation. Regulation means the top body like CMA or SAMA. It's called SMC now. So the central, so SCB, Saudi Central Bank. What do? They look at disclosures. So every financial institution has to report. So when you look at the websites of the financial institutions, you will find they tell people about their performance, what are their earnings, how are they. So that is disclosure. They regulate the financial activities. What are they doing? Are they taking money for speculation, gambling, or they are using it for some beneficial purposes? So they regulate for financial activities, and they regulate financial institutions, the regulation of financial institutions as full. So sometimes, even in the case of banks, the central bank or the regulator decides, have to give their consent on who will be the CEO of the bank, who will be the top managers of the bank, because they are important people. Similarly, in the other financial institutions also, the top regulator, they tell, they look at the financial institution. Why are they doing this? Because these institutions, this market is taking public money. It may be in the form of debt or equity, but this is very important money which is coming to the financial market. It is this plus money which is going. So regulation is very important. And finally, regulation of foreign participants. So this becomes much more important because the foreign money is coming in. It is important for the country, but at the same time, they have to look closely where the money is coming from, what is being used, how is it being used, who are the people who are taking this money. So the regulators, who are two in the kingdom, one is the Saudi Central Bank and the other is Capital Markets Authority. Their job is to regulate the financial system. And why are they doing it? So if you look at the Capital Market Authority, which controls all the non-banks institutions, you will see they say invest in confidence, so that the plus, who will invest? The plus is able to invest, to give the money to minus in confidence, because unless he needs money, this is Mr. Sam with so many ideas. So if he doesn't get the money, how will business start? How will good projects go ahead? So there has to be a movement of money, but this regulator, SAMA or CMA, they help to ensure that this person is confident to give the money to Mr. Sam. So there are two regulators in the kingdom. And finally, with the last slide, who are the players in the financial system? These are the list of all the entities who are either on the plus side or all on the minus side. We have seen them all. So with this I will stop. This is enough of discussion on, and I'll check your performance in the quiz, how you do. Next week we will start a new chapter. So I hope most of the concepts are clear.